That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are live with another Impact Attack. Yes, it is your Impact Attack on channelattitude.com, on the Hameen Media Group YouTube channel, and here tonight on StreamYard with the VBC, the Cerberus here to bring you your Impact Attack review. I bet you're wondering what the hell the VBC is. That's the vet, Brandon, and truly, yours truly, that's me, Colin, right here. We are not violent by design, unfortunately. But here, vet, welcome everyone to the show.
Welcome everyone to the show. If you hear any horrible noises, that's just the storm that's going on outside. There's been a hurricane where I live all day, and that's not going to be enough to stop me from bringing you your Impact coverage this week. No. So, but just don't be alarmed when you hear the raindrops, the wind,
The
anything
thunder,
you hear. Don't be
it's
alarmed.
Bellow. If you hear the thunder, that's the Andrew Bellow in the background.
Yeah, that could be the Andrew Bello, but everything else is probably not him. But don't be alarmed. Just continue listening as usual. I don't even know how well they can hear it as compared to you. They might not be listening with their headphones on and stuff.
That is true. Yeah. I'm kind of monitoring the whole situation here as the producer of the show, and we are not alone, vet. We never get alone time anymore, vet. There's always someone around.
We can't be alone.
Yeah, there's just no more alone time with us, vet. There is another person here. There is a third party with us, as always. Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Where's my swing daddy today? Where is my swing daddy? Is he moving in slow motion again, vet?
It looks normal to me.
Oh, okay. I don't know what it is. Every time I introduce him, he just begins to move in slow motion. I don't get it. Okay, well, we've got viewers tonight, guys. We've got.
Don't say it like that.
We've
make it sound like we never have any viewers.
No, we always have viewers. These guys are loyal. They're here. Did someone let Sonic the Hedgehog know that we're live?
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's your job.
Cheers.
He follows you. If he didn't see your tweet, he knows.
Last time I like told him straight up. I like tagged him specifically in the tweet.
You found his personal information, called him.
I sent him a carrier pigeon. He's actually close enough. I could probably send smoke signals, and he would see them. But we've got as always Canada Spaceman. He was very excited that I put the VVC in the little details of the show. Yes, his camera is blurrier than ever, and that's Buckshot Kid, who's also in the chat. Loyal listener here, and Lab Rat, who also wants to say, "Let's go, Brandon." Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Oh, he's going.
He's totally going. So what's up, guys? How's it been since the last time we talked? Don't all answer at once.
Man, I know you're hurting just like I am with the way the market's been dipping. Thank you, Evergrande, or however you pronounce it.
Oh yeah, China defaulting on its Lehman Brothers all over again over in China. Vet, how's your week been?
A few wrestling shows, the usual.
Gotcha. How did you enjoy NXT last week?
Enjoy is a strong word. It's not one I would ever use, probably, to describe NXT, but nonetheless, it's always a fun time with Big Ray and myself commiserating over the lack of goodness.
Did you enjoy that picture of Maurice that I sent you? I know it's not Xia Li, but
is that who that was?
Yeah, that was Maurice.
Okay, I can't tell because every blonde with fake tits looks exactly the same.
Here, I'll share it with everyone in the chat so they know what we're talking about here. Maurice has a new photo out, ladies and gentlemen. looking great.
Yeah, see, if you were just to kind of look at that, just glance at it, you'd be like, is that Liv Morgan? Is that like they're so? Is that Penelope? Is that Penelope Ford? I don't. They all look alike.
You jokester, Vet. You're such a jokester.
I legitimately didn't know who that was when you sent it to me.
Wow, and you've met her in person?
Yes, met her, talked to her. She thought I was hitting on her. She might have been hitting on me, and still don't recognize her.
Yeah, well, that I showed that to someone at work, and I was like, "Yeah, that's the Mrs. wife," and he's like, "The Mrs. The Ms. Who's she married to?" And I was like, "No, the Ms.
That is.
The
That
Ms.
is. That is. Who was it?
That is whose wife that is." And he's like, "Oh my God, that's his wife?" And I'm like, "Yeah." That is totally Maurice, Canada Spaceman. That is not some chick from Pornhub. That is Mike. That is Maurice Mizanin. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
The first, the first time I saw a picture of Peyton Royce, I thought she looked like a porn star. I thought she was a porn star.
I could see it. Totally see it.
What does that mean anymore? Anyway, like if you mean like the '90s Vivid girls, that might be like a porn star look. But now every single type of shape of person is a fucking porn star.
Yeah, pretty much. You can thanks to OnlyFans, you too can be 41 years old and selling booby pictures.
The free market provides.
Yep, that's what the free market's there for. Capitalism, ladies and gentlemen. And dudes will simp all over it and buy your content. It's terrible. Vet, when are we going to sell your bathwater?
I don't take baths.
Oh, we'll sell your shower water then.
Oh, the shower water? Yeah, well, I'm working on that. I'm talking to a bottling company right now, and we got some interesting graphic designers I was thinking of putting to work on a label. So keep your eye for like late 2022 or maybe early 2023 for the shower water. But I don't take baths. Come on, don't be stupid.
Sorry. I figured a guy like the Vet with as many championships as you have, you would be sitting in a tub with women fanning you with palm leaves and feeding you grapes.
No, it's more like the movie The Wrestler, where there's nobody in my autograph line, kid.
Oh man, you're worse than Virgil.
Way worse than Virgil. I don't have any meat sauce. This is straight vegan sauce over here.
Oof.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true. Well,
time out. Since you brought it up, I heard the most ridiculous thing. Virgil cutting some sort of social media post on Jim Cornette, and like I don't know why I never thought about it before, but who is running his accounts?
It's got to be Virgil.
No, there's no way that guy is doing that and saying that. Like we got to find out who the handler is.
Was it like the Sheik, where it's like really his like nephews or something like that are running it for him?
Even more obvious and ridiculous. At least you could hear the Sheik saying some of the things that he said.
That is true.
But yeah. All right, now back.
You're so rude. No one asked me what I did this weekend.
I was just about to ask you what you did this weekend. But now the time has passed. So, you want to talk UFC?
That's what I did this weekend.
Oh, that's all you did all weekend?
That's what I did. I just watched UFC.
Were you just catching up on classic UFCs and
just all UFC? No, dude, I've watched like almost every UFC all the way back from like 40. I've watched like other interstitial ones, but I have actually in my collection I have like 40 until now. Nice. Thank you, FYE. Back when like you could buy UFC DVDs for like $1 or $2, I'd go in there and just load up. Then about 3 months later, they started raising the prices because they were like, "Your store is selling a ton of UFC DVDs." I'm like, "Yeah, that's all me. It's all me."
It's one guy, really.
All right, so we had UFC 269 this past weekend. Vet, have you had a chance to check any of it out?
69.
Yes, sir. 69.
Yeah. It is. Yes, I saw most of it.
What part?
I fast forwarded. The guys in the middle.
You don't want to see Garbrandt and Kai Kara France?
No, they weren't in the middle. They were like second.
Oh,
it was the
Dominic Cruz? No, he was in
no,
prelims.
no, the guys in the middle. You know, the nobodies.
Yes, I did. Continue.
Anyway, yeah. Well, no one knows what you're talking about.
Oh, Jeff Neal and
Buckshot.
Santiago
Yes.
Ponzinibbio.
Yeah, those guys. I fast forwarded that. Apparently, Neil got the win. So
Yeah, it was like the only fight on that main card that went the distance.
right. So
Did you enjoy the Sugar Show?
I guess when are they going to let him fight somebody that's a fighter instead of a janitor that they get in the building when they
Well, Julian Paiva was supposed to be his toughest test so far. And
Just-
when he actually fought his toughest test in Cheeto Vera like injured him and he lost to Cheeto Vera.
So it's clear they want to. What's going on with Sean O'Malley is they want to market him as a somebody, and they're trying to
Had
protect
that
him.
record, baby. Had that record.
Yeah,
It's like
well,
boxing. It's what they do in boxing. They pad the record and try to have so when they hype you up, they're like, yeah, we got this 30-0 guy versus another 30-0 guy, but now
Right.
it's but and see that's the thing though in mixed martial arts, guys have losses. That's the cool thing about mixed martial arts is you can get away with a guy like Anderson Silva who has like he had 3 or 4 losses already on his record when he was the great Anderson Silva, right? Like it's not like boxing where if a guy has 1 loss, he's a bum. Like Teofimo Lopez, now that he's lost that 1 fight, like people are going to say he's a bum, even though he beat Lomachenko. He was still one of the greater, he just took a guy lightly, like someone else on the card at UFC 269 that took somebody lightly.
A loss don't make you a loser.
Exactly, loss doesn't make you a loser. Just ask Cody Rhodes.
that's literally exactly what it makes you.
If you're not first, you're last.
Right. Just to kind of, do you really think that there's Sean O'Malley's going to be the guy that's going to be headlining one of these days?
He's like the new Diaz brother. He's like Diaz. He is Diaz 2.0 for a guy that watches NXT, has to review NXT 2.0.
Well, I guess. I mean, for a company that has like weekly pay-per-views almost, I guess they're going to need lots of headliners because everybody can't fight every week. But yeah, I don't know. I just say he's tested enough. Just let him fight people from now on. Let him fight ranked people. And
Yeah, it's time. It's definitely time for him to fight somebody up the rankings.
right. If he's a fraud, we need to just get this out of the way and put it to bed. And if he's the real deal, then we need to see that too. So either way. And then after that was
very good.
Now let's talk about not the real deal. Cody Garbrandt. Jeez, what happened to this guy?
Cutting weight can definitely hurt your chin though.
It doesn't hurt you getting your chin out of the way of punches though. He just stood there and got rocked several times and got embarrassed. The guy's washed. He's done. He should retire. I can't even believe this is the same guy that beat Dominic Cruz in the fashion that he beat Dominic Cruz in with the taunting and all that stuff. Like, that must have just been one of those. Maybe Dominic Cruz did a job. Who knows? Because we're going to talk about a little job doing here in a second. I hope that wasn't what you were referring to as the taking opponents lightly. I'm sure you meant the main event was what you were talking about there.
No, I was talking about the co-main.
No, okay, look. This is the most blatant and obvious throwing a fight that I've ever seen in UFC. Even to the, I don't know if is it really better than the time when Randy Couture let Brock Lesnar win. I don't know if it's that bad, but it's pretty obvious to me that this was a discussion of like, look, I don't want to fight in these divisions anymore. Okay, who do you want to drop the belt to? How about this person? Okay, let's do that. And now I don't have to worry about this bullshit anymore. And she couldn't have made it any more obvious that this shit was fixed because she almost accidentally killed this girl in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, she did.
Like, what if she didn't get up? Then the whole plan is ruined. And now you got to keep your title and keep defending it. I was embarrassed by this. She let her like Julie. Let's put it this way. Juliana Pena is not in a class, not even closely in a class, and they were trying to. You could tell everything from Nunez body language to the announcers' reactions and trying to spin it into underdog stories. The fact that there was such a huge money line on this, I was like, oh, I guess Amanda just bet against herself then. As soon as she saw this come out, there's no way. Yeah, this is blatant. So I want to see what Big Ray thinks about this. He thinks this is a heartwarming underdog story, or just more evidence of corruption.
But I hate to cut you off there, but you have to acknowledge your tribal chief has arrived.
Oh,
acknowledge him.
Sonic the Hedge Rat is here, and he says, "What up, guys?"
Thank you for acknowledging your tribal chief. Now we can continue with our UFC 269 coverage. Brandon, how much of UFC 269 did you watch?
I heard what they talked about at work.
Yep. Oh, cool. Okay, that works. What did they say about it at your job?
That it happened and it was a fight.
Nice. There were lots of fights. And then we, yeah, but this was she totally checked out of this fight. She was not having any of what was going on with Juliana Pena. She's done. She's ready to go raise a family. Go do the daughter thing with Nina. But it was funny though because you could see what like you said, she went in there just like balls to the wall and almost took her out in like the first 30 seconds, right? But then Juliana starts hitting her with punches, and you can see like this whole look just changes in Amanda Nunez's face and her eyes. Like she's just like, oh my god, this girl is actually like punching me in the face. Like she's really like coming at me like this. Like she looked very shocked, and her whole demeanor changed. And it was one of those situations where I feel like she wanted to get out of there because, like you said, that choke at the end where she in jiu-jitsu you learn position over submission, right? Like, because if I just jump on your neck and you can squirrel out of it, you can get out. If I have my hooks in, if I have the position first, then I can easily like work and stuff like that for it. That choke, it didn't even look like she had it under the chin really, or like locked in all that much. And she had no hooks in. So Amanda could have spun out, could have done stuff to try to get out. Like I think she was ready to be done with this fight. Like she wanted a way out. And if it, like you said, like kind of the worked fight aspect of it, I see it more as, and I've seen this a lot watching a lot of the early UFCs where guys are outmatched and you clearly see guys just want out and they will tap at like the slightest little bit of inconvenience that they can find just to get out of some of these fights, right? So I think that's what we were seeing from Amanda Nunes.
I disagree. I completely disagree. This was the plan from the start. I don't know if Vega was in on it, or excuse me, Pena. But she, I don't know if she was in on it. I don't know if she knew anything about it. But that's the problem when you don't have professional workers in a situation like this. It's like, okay, this girl's punches couldn't break an egg, and I have to figure out a time to throw this fight. So it's like that's what was so good about what Tyson Fury was doing, because some of his punches looked like, I mean, he did hit him. I mean, it wasn't like he didn't hit Wilder, but a lot of them were not as powerful enough to knock what I imagine a man's constitution of Deontay Wilder down. But it was time. So I think they worked that one. They seemed to work some of that out. This, I think it was just like a one-sided, like she thought she really won this thing. And Nunez was doing a job, and she planned to do a job at a certain point in a certain round. I don't think she just gave up in the middle. I think she was just trying to make it look like a fight at first, and her just taking it easy, making it look like a fight, almost knocked Pena out, because that's how bad she is. I mean, I've seen Juliana Pena fight before. She's not impressive. She's not. She's not. So Nunez was sitting there like taking those terrible punches. Terrible.
Oh my god,
awful.
Her stand up is so terrible. Like, she's good on the ground, but like she was just winging punches. Like,
yes.
And I'm just like, wow, why has Amanda not knocked her out yet? This
They
is
were almost
ridiculous.
the forearms that pro wrestlers throw is what her hooks look like. So you know, she's sitting there. Nunez is like, okay, which of these am I supposed to pretend to get hurt by? Because it's not going to be believable. She was struggling with working this aspect of the fight, and you know,
What?
eventually she was just like, well, if I let her climb on and do a hold, then maybe I could just tap out.
If we
Yeah,
add
pretty
another
embarrassing.
layer to this is whenever the UFC tries to set things up like this, they usually get burned. And former professional fight league fighter champion Kayla Harrison, also an Olympic gold medalist. She she's a free agent, and she was ringside at UFC 269. Now, what I feel like what probably would have happened here, had it gone the way that they wanted it to go, Amanda Nunes should have won, and then they were going to bring Kayla Harrison in the ring and kind of have this like unbeatable Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison here in the rest, like in the ring together, like for the next kind of biggest women's fight, right? But of course, in all things, she lost. So now Kayla Harrison is just talking mad junk to Juliana Pena. Well, actually, Juliana Pena is talking mad junk to Kayla Harrison, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen videos of Kayla Harrison or seen any of her fights. Juliana Pena does not want any of that. Like for real, she does not want any of Kayla Harrison.
Well, I'll take your word for that, but I believe it. Yeah. Yeah. So it's unfortunate when it's that blatant and obvious, but you know it does happen if you know what you're looking for. But for everybody else that doesn't know what to look for, great underdog story, and maybe some people came up big in Vegas for this because it was a ridiculous
They definitely came up big in
odds.
Vegas with the main event because Charles Oliveira defeats Dustin Poirier by rear naked choke, and he was the underdog, the champion, the underdog coming into this fight, and he almost lost it in that first round. Now, one of my biggest critiques about Charles Oliveira is that he is kind of a weak chinned. He does have that glass jaw. There's that time where he fought Cub Swanson, and Cub Swanson hit him with a punch, and then he had like this delayed reaction where he like fell down. That was one of those moments too, Vet, where people felt like a guy was looking for an out in a fight. Charles Oliveira has been known to quit and things like that, but now he's on a tear. He's on a win streak. He's been able to outlast two solid power punchers who uh, I know he's not listening, but Joey Henderson, he is a big fan of Charles Oliveira. He loves betting the underdogs here, and he said, "I need one thing to not make me do this for Charles Oliveira." And I'm like, "Bro, his chin didn't want to hold up against Chandler, but it did." And his chin there in that first round didn't want to hold up against Dustin Poirier, but it did. So I can't. I don't know if I can say anything about his chin anymore. Now he wants a shot at Justin Gaethje. That's probably who's next on the horizon. Justin could crack him and put him out too. Like I think his ground game is like really slick. His Muay Thai's gotten a lot better, but his stand up is not as elite as a lot of people think it is.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
No, you don't even know.
What do you mean?
I'm just messing with you, Vet.
Well, like I don't know the history of Charles Oliveira. I've only seen him fight a couple of times, this being one of them. So
He lost to Nick Lentz, but then he beat Nick Lentz like the next two times I
well,
fought him.
that was going to be my question for you. I was like, is UFC giving Charles Oliveira a push because he doesn't like from when I've seen him, he doesn't seem to be in the caliber of the top tier fighters, and I fully expected him to lose this fight.
Yeah, so he's actually been in. So his first fight in the UFC, he was 13-0. He beat Darren Elkins. Then he beat Efrain Escudero. He lost to Jim Miller. Had a no contest against Nick Lentz with an illegal knee. Lost to Donald Cerrone. Won two in a row. Lost to Cub Swanson. Lost to Frankie Edgar. Won four in a row. Lost to Max Holloway. Beat Miles Jury. He lost to Anthony Pettis, lost to Ricardo Lamas. He beat Will Brooks. Then he lost to Paul Felder. And then he is now on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fight win streak, which has names on it like Clay Guida, Jim Miller, Nick Lentz, Jared Gordon, Kevin Lee, Tony Ferguson, Michael Chandler, and Dustin Poirier. So a clear who's who of the 155-pound division in the UFC. If you can't hear the sarcasm in my voice, it's
Well,
because there is sarcasm all over that. The two best fighters that he has fought in the 155-pound division are Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler. Now, wheel out Anthony Pettis, wheel out Max Holloway, wheel out Donald Cerrone, and I guarantee you those three men could beat that guy at any point in time.
well, there you have it. So what do you think is the impetus for this push? Is he particularly marketable, or he's not what I would call necessarily a, well, he's not handsome to me, but I don't know, maybe there's people that's into that.
Well, so his background on this is he was born to a poor family in the favelas, right? He wanted to become a professional football player, right? Like soccer. But at age 7, he was diagnosed with rheumatic fever and a heart murmur. And it severely affected his ankle, and the medic told his family that he could possibly become paraplegic. Despite all of these challenges, he learned Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from a neighbor. And while his family had a very low income, these schools
Everybody in Brazil knows it. He just went next door and learned it.
He just offers classes for free as part of a school as a social program. Basically, he came from nothing, right? Oh wow! So the man who introduced Charles to jiu-jitsu would later die caught in the crossfire of a shootout in Oliveira.
I didn't need a life story. I was just asking you if you thought
that's the story right there. Like, you have this kid that was basically told he was going to probably be an amputee and paraplegic and all this stuff, and here he is now, UFC champion.
Yay! Well, he achieved the championship already, so maybe they should have just, I don't know.
That's the story.
Great story. Well, anyway,
content.
that's the story of UFC, I guess. I don't have anything else to say about it. But don't worry, Brandon. I know that during these UFC talks, you kind of just sit there, but you're going to make it up on the back end because, man, this episode of Impact Boy, I don't have a hell of a lot. So make sure, Colin, that you pitch to Brandon first for all of his great notes that I'm sure he took. And then I'll try to color in some of the space with my crayons.
Where do I begin? Oh, I know where to begin. We start off with D-Lo and Matt Striker welcoming us to the show, as always. And we start the show with a nice little mixed tag match. Now, I like that we're getting some intergender stuff here in Impact Wrestling. Like WWE tries to stay away from it, but it's not like it's
smartly.
Nice well, it's fun to have the intergender stuff, Vet. Like come on, man.
No, it's not, and I'll tell you why, but I'll save that for the end. I want to say right off the bat, there's something that is in the recap package at the beginning. You know how they do a recap of the stuff that happened, but then they sneak in some new content in there at the end, which I didn't realize until later. But after they went off the air last week, Scott D'Amore came out and said that there's going to be a 3-way for the Moose Championship. So it's going to be Morrissey, Cardona, and Moose at Hard to Kill, which is the story of this night because nobody wants that 3-way except for Matt Cardona. So they're going to be trying to see what they can do about it. Yeah, nobody wants it, period. But just to say that they threw that little hook in there at the very top. So if you skip all the recaps and stuff and you're just fast forwarding, like you have missed that little extra footage of Scott D'Amore from last week.
Well, we got a lot of Scott D'Amore in this episode. I won't lie. There was a lot of Scott D'Amore in this episode. Like,
please lie to us. Tell us that he's not in it.
We got a lot of Scott D'Amore in this episode, Bet. I don't know what to tell you. I should do the episode like this. I won't even know what you guys say because Scott D'Amore doesn't really pay attention to what people are saying. He just tells them what they're going to do and how they're going to do it because that's a good producer, right? Sorry, my horns are kind of getting in the way.
Yeah.
So we start off with like I said, a mixed tag intergender match. We've got Matthew Raywalt and Deonna Purrazzo versus Chris Sabin and the Knockouts champion Mickie James. It's so nice of Mickie James to let that guy Chris Sabin kind of tag with her. You know, that's like a big step up for a guy like Chris Sabin, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm just kidding. I love Chris Sabin.
Well, I'm
Brandon.
surprised that Chris Sabin couldn't just put a woman down instantly.
Hey, Matthew Waywalt couldn't put a woman down instantly either.
Well, I understand he can't do it. Look at him, but look, we're talking about Chris Sabin here. Chris Sabin, yeah, 98 Goldberg, basically is what Chris Sabin is. He should as soon as Deanna tagged in, he should have just locked that small package in. There's no way she would have got out of it. You know, with his muscles.
Brandon, we're going to you right now, Brandon. What do you have to say about this match?
Well, first thing I noticed was like the first thing right off the bat was just like how Ray Walt looked like he was like starving, like dude, like you're
Is he
so
talking slow, or is that just me?
skinny, but it's like. And I
Could be the
remember
Sabin
like
effect.
he's
Okay,
doing he's doing the method acting thing, and it's like, okay, well that makes sense. If he's doing it for the beginning, like the Christian Bale, do the thing for your, okay, that makes sense. Like it works with the character. And of course, it also made, and I like the double down, what they did for it with Sabin basically popping up for the drop kick, and they spending all the energy. And it made sense for Mickey to take the hot tag because the heat here is with her and Deanna, so having that go, and when he had her, and then when Sabin had her up for the cradle shock, which again a lame ass finish, those elbows she was throwing were weak. I wouldn't have sold those. But I liked the way they used the finish and kept the ref like oblivious to what they were doing. That way, the heat's on them and not the ref, which you see too often.
Yes, and the winners of the match are Deanna Purrazzo and Matthew Raywalt. Let's see.
Don't forget the dives. Everybody got a dive in.
Everybody did get a dive in, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that spot never ever made sense to me. Like, why would you dive when you know your partner's right there and you're going to take them out too? Never made sense to me.
Never made sense. Doesn't make sense to me either. But you know what? You know what I liked about this match? Actually, I didn't like this match. I love this match, guys. Next up, we are backstage after the huge mountain made by Scott D'Amore. A triple threat match is set for the Impact World Champion. Gia Miller is with Matt Cardona, who is ecstatic to be involved in this match. He tells Miller how he's been waiting for the moment for a long time. In comes W. Morrissey, who believes Mid Cardona has no business in this upcoming title fight. Cardona tells Morrissey he will prove to him and Moose in the remaining weeks why he deserves this opportunity. And let's see. We take a look back at Rich Swann and Willie Max. Victory over Violent by Design and D'Lo and Brown and Matt Striker run through all of the matches for tonight. Next, we go back to the ring.
I love this match.
We've got Rohit Raju with Raj Singh versus Lawrence D.
I missed the Violent by Design promo.
Yes, that was there. Yes, that was during the part there. We did have the Violent by Design promo before this match, but do y'all smell that? It's either ring rust or that's Violent by Design. It's one of the two.
Can it be both?
Could be. That's really horrible. It's like in my mouth now. Oh. It's all right. Go vet. Just let everybody know about the VBD vignette.
Let everybody know about the VBD. Well,
just
VBD. It burns when I pee.
Oh, that is
right.
not good.
It's a good catchphrase. Yeah, well, so Brandon, now you can see how, like, again, with another Violent by Design vignette, with them standing there and doing the thing where they just have somebody say "Violent by Design" like in the background or whatever. Like, yeah, it's the same old shit, right? It's just it never changes. Nothing is of consequence is ever said.
Yep, I got three words for this entire promo. Beautiful, violent design.
And are they really any more particularly violent than anybody else in Impact? I mean, everybody's getting jumped all the time in every place in the building and outside the building. You know, don't be Mickey James and have a farm, because
they call him Violent by Design.
Yeah, but I feel like they should be more violent to, to escalate the.
That's you're not
They're
violent.
the same base. They're the same baseline level of violence as Deanna Parazzo. So I don't see what makes them get the violent moniker when
roll
most
up
of the
on,
time they just stand
Davy
around
Jones
doing nothing.
at the horse barn too. Who's more scary, VBD or VBC or the VBC? Let us know in the chat. One's if VBD is more violent, or two if the VBC is more violent. Answer wisely. Sharon Chambers says VR.tech. I don't know what that means. Just she's really excited about our next match. Canada Spaceman loves the BBC. I don't know why he's in Canada. I don't know why he's watching the British Broadcasting Corporation.
That's not the BBC he likes, buddy. Anyway, yes, Rohit Raju versus Lawrence D next. And it's not much of a match.
Not much of a match because it gets interrupted because Josh Alexander's a man on a mission. And he is much like Viscera. He wants a shot. He wants a shot at Jonah Rock. Oh my goodness. We got D'Lo Brown on commentary as well. Yeah, go ahead, Bit. What do you got? What do you got here? Did you enjoy Josh Alexander just in his acting and his ways of wanting to come down and just take his shot at Jonah?
I don't know. It's very violent by design, right? Just come in and beat everybody up. Kind of seems like he's stealing their gimmick. But, I was sitting there watching this I wasn't really watching it. I just kind of had it on. But I was sitting there saying, so when is Scott D'Amore going to come out and say emotions in check? Because I knew that had to be something that was going to happen, right? I was thinking
I'm
that...
trying to teach you.
Yeah. I was thinking that just kind of as a joke to myself, but sure enough, Scott D'Amore comes out and tells him he needs to get his emotions in check, essentially. So
patience. You need to learn patience. I'm trying to teach you patience.
It's basically become a spot on the Impact bingo card.
Right. And so I don't know. It's not the good kind of predictable. But
we got a lot. We got, like you said earlier, we got a lot of Scott D'Amore in this episode. Brandon, what were your thoughts on the Rohit Raju Larry D match and the pursuing Josh Alexander, Jonah stuff, and Scott D'Amore, letting us know that he and Josh Alexander are family?
Well, during the match portion, I like the spot where when they did the international and they went for the leapfrog, Larry D dropped down into an atomic drop, which, it's nice to see a spot get changed up a bit. You see the same thing every time, and you think that, in reality, if wrestlers keep seeing that, they would do something different to catch the guy off guard, which we saw for once.
You know what? I haven't seen a good atomic drop in a long time. I feel like I haven't seen an atomic drop since the Attitude Era.
Probably haven't.
Vet, hit somebody with an atomic drop in your next match.
Got it.
Thank you. Continue, Brandon.
Yeah, and I'm liking what they're doing. I actually enjoyed the swerve of Alexander interrupting the match. It was felt like kind of gave that anything can happen feel, which wrestling's kind of desperately missing nowadays. So kind of added that element of you can't really miss what happens, and what they're doing with Alexander, making him look more intense, and it's upping his
emotions.
Yes, they're raising the stakes with him, and I like that.
So,
I wish they'd kind of start moving things into the next chapter of the story instead of emotions.
That's true. That is true. So with Scott D'Amore admitting to nepotism on national television, who will be the first Impact wrestler to sue for nepotism the minute that Josh Alexander wins the Impact World Championship again? Because clearly Scott D'Amore said that he wants Josh Alexander to be the face of the company. He wants Josh Alexander to be the heavyweight champion because they are family. So definite motivational factors there for Scott D'Amore. He said it, Vet. I didn't say. I'm not making this stuff up, Vet. He literally
Yeah.
said it in the promo.
He did. I would have a gripe if I was any. In fact, Moose should get out ahead of this.
Moose should get
You
out
know?
ahead. Moose, we need to write this in the storyline. Call JG Wentworth now and get him on
No,
your
that's
side.
it. That's if you need a huge cash settlement, or
He's
if
gonna
you have
get
a
a
cash
huge
settlement,
cash
but he needs
settlement
cash
from this.
settlement. Maybe he should call Stephen P. New instead.
Or
Not
or
JG
I,
Wentworth.
yeah, JG
Clarence
Wentworth,
Mason.
Stephen P. New. Clarence Mason. Who else can he call? I don't know. If you guys have good lawyers in the chat, let us know. Let us know, right? Lawrence D looks like a blonde Hugh Morris. Yes, I kind of noticed. That's a funny comparison there, Sonic. I like that. Speaking of which, we haven't quite talked about this yet. Jordan Grace would definitely probably be the first one to sue. What are we talking about, Moose? Jordan Grace is probably already on the phone right now after seeing that promo and calling people. Why isn't Jonathan Gresham champion? Oh wait, he's not in this promotion. That's why he can't.
Not yet.
Well, not yet, as we might see EC3. And don't call him Braun Strowman because he'll tweet at you that my name is Adam. Or as they were calling him at Ring of Honor Final Battle, Titan. They said they're not bound by any 3-letter promotion, and Impact is not a 3-letter promotion. So will we be seeing the return of EC3 and Titan?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. What do you think, Brendan? Would you be excited to see EC3 and formerly known as Braun Strowman?
I mean, there's a ready-made storyline right there. I mean, why not?
Got you. How soon do we get Morrissey versus Braun Strowman in the Impact Zone?
Yeah. Who
Pretty
knows?
Pretty soon. He needs to call the lawyer for Breaking Bad. That would be a Better Call Saul. So I think Saul would do a good job getting those guys
Ooh.
settlement.
Steinberg from Trailer Park Boys.
That's funny. Yeah. Yes. Or if you watch Silicon Valley, the lawyer that represents him the first time he sues the big corporation, Hooley, the guy that can't ends up being a lawyer in jail. He represents
Nobody
him
watched.
from the
Nobody
jail.
watched Silicon
Oh,
Valley.
you're
sorry.
terrible. You should have watched Silicon Valley.
Sorry.
All right. And as we said, that match between Rohit Raju and Lawrence D went to a no contest as Josh Alexander came down to the ring, interrupted. Backstage, we've got Laredo Kid stopping Chris Bay and Hikuleo for manhandling a security guard who just wanted their autograph. That how many people have you had to manhandle for wanting your autograph?
0.
Well, you're so nice. You just
I'd have to manhandle somebody into wanting my autograph.
Oh wow. Okay. What about you, Brandon?
I mean, I thought it was a decent enough segment. It's kind of funny. Made Bulk Club look like dicks, and then the funny spot with the dude saying, "I can't repeat that on TV."
All right. Oh, we got another Scott D'Amore segment here as Burt Macklin, FBI, catches Scott D'Amore and demands another opportunity for the X Division champion. You know this, Vet. Burt Macklin, he hasn't been pinned. He hasn't been submitted. So he's basically still undefeated in Impact Wrestling. So he feels like he deserves a shot at Trey Miguel by himself because of these things. Right. But Scott D'Amore says, oh, yes, but you got to work your way up the totem pole there, kid.
Do you? We'll see about that. Let's keep an inventory of everybody they bring in after this and how far up the totem pole they have to go.
But up. And then we've got Rosemary and Havoc. Decay shows up. They want to know who's in the first ever Knockouts Ultimate X match. He tells them he's got too much going on. I got too much, guys. I got way too much going on. You'll just have to find out. There is someone that's going to take care of this for me. I have delegated my responsibilities, guys. That's kind of how that went down. Was that dead on accuracy?
Yes.
And it gets paid off later on.
It does get paid off later on. But guess what we get now, guys? The Vet's favorite match of the night. We've got the Learning Tree featuring VSK and Zicky Dice versus Finn Juice.
Thankfully brief.
Was
That's
very
all I
brief.
could say.
This was a very brief match.
They
Brandon,
didn't take this into like 12, 14 minutes with a commercial break, so
That is
I was
true.
happy with that.
I'm I'm gonna throw to you first here. What did you think about this match? Did you enjoy the tag team chemistry that we saw from Zicky Dice and VSK, where they were working those guys over in the corner? There was some chemistry there. Brian Myers would have been very proud of these guys.
Now, I was actually kind of liking how they were not on the same page, and it was actually like believable and convincing. But I'm glad they kept it short, and it was more like an angle advancement to show how they're not on the same page, not working together, and seeing maybe what the consequences of how Brian Myers is going to handle it.
Now wait a minute. Is nobody gonna talk about Zicky Dice with that fucking magician's like string in the mouth thing? Like, what was
That's
that?
what you're here for.
Where did that come from? Since when is he a amateur magician? Zicky Dice.
Yeah, that was out of left field. That was
What was the name of that magician that the WWF had back in the day? That all had one match.
Phantasma.
Phantasmo. No, Fantasio.
Yeah, and he was the subject of that famous Eddie Gilbert promo.
Oh my god. Yeah,
well,
that was better than Zicky Dice doing it. I'll tell you that.
He's trying to do something in the ring, man. Don't hate on him for that.
He's outlandish already. He doesn't need to do a magic trick in the ring that makes no sense. Whatever, it's Impact. They don't care anymore.
Zicky's strong in this match.
Yeah.
Okay. VSK is taking those pins. We're keeping Zicky Dice strong in this storyline.
Yeah, because nobody wanted to touch him after that. Nobody wants to touch him. Period. Look at him. Did you want to try to hold that down for 3 seconds? Hell no.
You be nice.
I am nice. I'm Zicky Dice's biggest fan on this show, and I just don't know why they're doing this bullshit with him. But I mean, I guess it's outlandish.
Well,
at the end of the day.
Anything else on this match, guys?
I love this match.
Next up, we've got Rhino versus Eric Young in a street fight match.
No, that's not next.
You forgot Moose.
How dare you?
Wow.
What are we even doing here if not to talk about Moose?
That is true.
You know what? Next episode that Moose doesn't show up on is canceled. I don't care if you're paying for Channel Attitude. No content that week. But yeah, here he comes. He's in a very forgiving mood because he wants to work with Morrissey one more time to get rid of Matt Cardona, and he thinks that they can agree that he does not belong there and nobody else wants him there. So if they can just work together, Morrissey is like, I don't trust you, Moose, so I'll do it myself. You know, the blatant disrespect of Morrissey, but
logical.
Yeah, look at the benevolence of Moose. Like, yeah, you kicked me in the face last week. Whatever, I don't care. I'd rather still destroy Matt Cardona's chances than be angry with you about kicking me one time. So, a little depth to the character there, you know.
Well, let me ask you though: would you, if you kicked a guy in the face, would you trust him if he came to you wanting to work together?
I mean, it says a lot if he's willing to overlook that. So, you know, he seems pretty trustworthy. I don't think Moose was untrustworthy anyway. I think this is just, you know, plot device of I have to be frustrated with not getting my title shot. So that's how things are. I don't necessarily think that they're, other than some maybe battle royal eliminations, I don't really think that there's been anything too wrong with their partnership. So
sure. Well, except for the stringing along of like, oh, you're gonna get a title shot, you're gonna get a title shot, you're gonna get a title shot, and you never deliver.
Yeah, he hasn't even been the champion that long. You know, it's like, what is Morrissey even talking about? He's barely been the champion for a couple of months. You know, so but as Sonic the Hedgehog says, Moose was awesome here, as he always just comes in and he has the air of a champion,
the air of a wrestling god. Okay,
wrestling god.
You put respect on his name.
You didn't let me finish. But yeah, so it would have been a shame. Don't try to shame me. You're the one that almost skipped over this whole thing.
It's not in the
So-
notes, and I think I was
That
driving when that segment came on.
fucking asshole. Who wrote that? Who wrote this notes?
Let me see. This is from Wrestle Stink, so of course it's terrible. Bree Coder, so it
What?
sounds like it was a chick.
A lady? Listen, maybe you're not into the BBC like Canada Spaceman is, but let me tell you something. You do not
Why would she wanna watch
shortchange
British
the wrestling
Broadcasting
god.
Corporation? I don't get this. What's your fascination with British television?
Oi, see it on the telly, mate.
Yeah, see, I don't think you're. Yeah, you would see that on the telly.
Anyway,
Don't trust the internet. Thank you, Jay Hall. I shouldn't. I should, especially Wrestle Stink.
Yep, don't believe anything. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Greatest quote by Abraham Lincoln.
It's true.
mm-hmm.
It's true.
But now we could talk about the street fight if you want. I mean, it did happen.
We can skip it. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, I don't either.
Do you want to talk about it, Brandon?
The only real main thing that I thought about this match is like it had enough heat, it had enough backstory to it. They could have actually had like an actual street fight, taken it out to the streets and just did something a little different.
That's true. Now we did get a little bit of surprise here. The Good Brothers, as Mac and Swan do come out, the Good Brothers come out and interrupt the match and get rid of Mac and Swan, who are there to help Rhino. And while Rhino is distracted, we get the low blow and the Eric Young win here. What's up with the Good Brothers coming out? We didn't get any chin locks. I feel ripped off. We saw the Good Brothers and we got no chin locks.
Yeah.
One's in the chat if you feel like you got ripped off too, but not getting any chin locks by the Good Brothers here. Sorry, I was reading J Hall's surprise in your eye.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise.
The thing with Orton chin locks is that he knew when to use them to piss off the crowd, or knew which crowd would get pissed when he used them.
Yes. All right, we got Vark.tech now in the chat. Thank you, Alice.
Stop
Appreciate
selling
you,
for
Alice.
those bots.
I'm not
yeah,
selling for them.
this you don't even acknowledge that. So yeah, there are too many street fights in wrestling, Jerome. And this is barely what you would call a street fight. This is just people getting kitchen and household implements and just tossing them in the ring and then hitting each other with it. Where do they get those gold cookie sheets from? You ever seen those?
That's funny.
Fancy. But yeah, it's like this was all just to get to a schmoz, and I don't even understand the schmoz, so I didn't understand it. So what are we doing? I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see. Is that what they're thinking? Cliffhanger? Why are the Good Brothers I don't know.
Well, Lab Rat and Buckshot Kid both put ones in the chat. They're very upset that we didn't get any chin locks from the Good Brothers.
I think that would be hilarious if they actually ran down like they were doing a run-in, and instead of jumping and punching a guy, they just immediately grab just how good would that be?
That would be awesome. That should be your new gimmick the next time you wrestle, Vet. You should just run down and put guys in chin locks. It's like the master lock, but the chin.
Yeah.
Bring the chin lock back. Make the chin lock great again.
I can't make the chin lock great again. It never went away, and everybody's doing it all the time. There's no way I can do it.
Master's lock. Like we'll set up times where you can anybody want to challenge me, and like I'll come in and like pay the money, and like you'll just put me in a chin lock, and like I'll pass out. Like,
well, one big difference between Chris Masters and me is that he at least at that time he was severely jacked, and I am severely not. So it doesn't really carry the same weight or not the same visuals, but
you can get jacked again. If he can do it at this age, you can get jacked again. Make Vet great again, ladies.
He can't do it at this age. Have you seen him lately?
We're gonna make chin locks great again, as well as making the Vet great again, ladies and gentlemen. This show just gets better and better each and every week. Tune in next week when we make the Vet great again. Brandon, you down? Are you down with making the Vet great again?
I'm down.
We're gonna put him through we're gonna have a montage of putting Vet through making Vet great again, and then he's gonna have his debut match Oh, it's gonna be so great. He's just gonna chin lock dudes. That's it. That's the whole game.
Wrong answer, Brandon. The answer was the vet never stopped being great.
Chin lock, the most powerful move in wrestling. We're gonna get this over. Somebody's gonna start doing chin locks now, and they're gonna get it over.
Well, more to the point, back to the show for real. Like Jerome, look at his comment. A real street fight. You need whatever you can find on the street: beer bottles, tree branches, used diapers, a few syringes in a garbage can, maybe a car door.
Or a pickaxe.
Or a pickaxe. Let's not forget the great Karrion Kross versus Santos Escobar street fight. So,
or a rusty bloody knife. You just find it for like in the middle of.
That's a program the British Broadcasting Corporation can get behind.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, so we move on from there as we go backstage. Before they step in the ring, Decay, the inspiration and the influence, tell Gia Miller what a great week of bonding they've had. They, however, are having trouble trying to come up with a conjoined name. Their match is up next. We've got the inspiration and the influence versus Decay. So this was a fun little all women versus 2 men and 2 women match. I take back everything I said about the intergender stuff. They went too far. They went too far with this.
Oh, we're not done with it though. We're not done with it because I'll.
There were parts of this match I did kind of get to see this match where like Black Taru's like, so apparently you don't have to have tags in this type of match because Tenille wasn't even the legal woman in the match, and Black Taurus just pulls her back in the ring, and all of a sudden she's the legal woman in this match. Then we had Crazy Steve, and the what spot did he do? Was that with which inspiration member did he do the dancing spot with, where he kept putting her in different dance positions and stuff while they were doing their little thing?
I honestly don't remember.
Yeah. I did kind of like that. That was kind of.
And he ended up biting her.
Just he ended up biting her on the head. Yes, but it was.
That's the punchline. That's the payoff for all the dancing. He bites her.
Yes. And
they bit somebody else in the corner, like you know they do the everybody bites thing. I can't remember who that was either. I mean, 75% of them are Australian. I can't. Madison looks like she's not having any of it, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, she does look like she's checked out, much like Amanda Nunes was checked out. Check that at the top of the show.
Can't be checked out if you never checked in, brother.
It's true. She checked into the hotel. That was about it.
Yes,
that was all the checking in she did that weekend.
Yeah, probably her agent even did that for her.
True. Or Nina Ansaroff did that for her too. Let's see. So Decay ends up getting the victory here. Brandon, let us know what your notes were on this match.
Ooh. Well, Caleb with a K is quickly becoming the new Relic is Killer spelled backwards. Liked the shine, fit well with the gimmick with the bite spot. And I did like the story of the rest of the team arguing while Tenille got her ass beat. Looks like they're going with a tug of war friendship storyline. And another thing I noticed was Caleb was the only one who caught Tenille when she was thrown out. And he was the only one she embraced at the end of the match. So yeah, I thought it was more storyline. I mean, the storyline advancement was pretty decent. I thought anyway.
That's the best we can hope for.
Vet, did you have any thoughts on this match?
Nope.
No thoughts whatsoever.
I mean, well, nothing that Brandon didn't already cover.
All right. Well, that's like I said, Decay won this match. Now we go back to kind of recapping BTI as we recap Lady Frost's victory over Kimberly and Lady Frost.
Was this an Iron Man match?
Lady, yes, it didn't bleed over. This Iron Man match ended before the main show started, Vet, so we didn't have to catch this. But they made sure to put time in there as Lady Frost gets congratulated as being signed to Impact Wrestling by Scott D'Amore. And let's see, he shakes her, welcomes to the teams. She would like to be a part of the Ultimate X match at Hard to Kill. And all of a sudden, Gail Kim steps in, and she is the newest member of the Impact Management team, filling that hole, that giant hole left by Tommy Dreamer after he got fired for his comments on a WWE Dark Side of the Ring thing that happened. It's not a WWE thing. It was just the Dark Side of the Ring. So Gail Kim is back. She just can't get away from Impact Wrestling, can she? Next is Dixie. Dixie's coming back. Somebody said something in the chat earlier. Dixie's coming back because EC3's coming back. Then we're going to get Dr. Stevie. Dr. Stevie's going to come back. That'd be so awesome if Dr. Stevie
That
came
was.
back. He still doesn't get to go to Overchurch, though. Hey, Suge, you got to go to Underchurch over there, Suge. You can't come to this church. That story's hilarious. Go back and find plenty of stories from the Conspiracy Horsemen where Stevie Richards tried to go to church at Impact Wrestling, and Dixie told him no.
Yeah, and he even says Sting was like, "What the fuck?"
You're not welcome here, Suge. So we've got Lady Frost, and as being the first person announced for the Ultimate X match for the women, Gail Kim then lets us know that it's going to be Tasha Steelz, Rachel Ellering, Chelsea Green, Jordan Grace, and Rosemary, a part of this historic match. Now, she's pitting two teammates against each other. How do you think Rachel Ellering and old Jordan Grace are going to survive here in this match? Clearly, neither one of them are going to win, right?
Well, I mean, I'm sure Jordan will be all right. She's the digital media champion, so
She is.
my favorite part of this little scene was where Lady Frost is getting her first interview on TV, and Scott D'Amore just interrupts it, just walks in just to welcome her to Impact. Like, I feel like you probably would have already done that if you signed her. So you wait until she gets an interview to now shake her hand and say, "Welcome to Impact."
That's it. See, it's the proper Impact thing to do, Vet. When you're having your first interview, it has to be interrupted because all of them will eventually be interrupted by someone coming in while you're trying to have your interview. So why not it be Scott D'Amore for the first one? You know, giving her the full treatment. He came in, the headphones down. You know, I just want to thank you and congratulate you for coming and being a part of the new assignee of Impact Wrestling. I just, at least he didn't tell her like, you're gonna be Impact champion because you're my brother.
You're my brother, Lady Frost.
You're my brother, lady. You're my brother from another mother.
Yeah. Well, I just thought it was funny.
You're my brother with the different genitals.
Looks like we're getting IPWF
Allegedly.
returns at Throwback Throwdown 2 live December 18th on the Impact Plus app. So get ready for that, ladies and gentlemen. We also have Matt Stryker providing updates on Hard to Kill. Let's see. Now it's time for your main event. As we've got Morrissey.
Mark Henry? Is that you, Mark Henry? World's strongest Impact attack right here.
World's strongest Impact with the VBC. Morrissey is, if he wins, Matt Cardona will be taken out of the Impact World Championship Triple Threat match at Hard to Kill. So we all know that he's not winning this match, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mid Cardona goes over here by disqualification after some shenanigans. We get the wrestling god tries to come in to shake things up here to put his hand into things and to fix the outcome of this match, and he takes a big boot from Morrissey, and then Chelsea Green interferes, and that's where we get the disqualification here. Brandon, your thoughts?
Is that where we get the disqualification? I thought he got disqualified long before that.
Yeah, it was.
Didn't he get disqualified for like not breaking a count or something?
Thought it was for attacking the ref.
Did he? Okay, I missed it. Because the ref was awake to disqualify him, so I didn't know if it was one of those situations where he told him to stop stomping him in the corner and he didn't do it. Normally, if you touch a ref, he goes flying and he's down for 20 minutes. So you know about that. I'm sure you've done that.
Well, after the match, Vet, Matt Cardona did one of your favorite things ever.
Lie there?
No, he picked up the title and held it over his head.
Oh.
Celebrated with the title.
I don't care about that. That's Ben Hameen that cuts promos on that. Here's what I want to cut a promo on. So out here we get the thing where Matt Cardona gets bloodied during this match. Okay, so he's already a little bit. It looks like he's in jeopardy. And then when the whole thing goes down and they're doing the beatdown and stuff, and Moose comes out and everything and everything, Chelsea's like trying to shield him with her body to protect him from further damage from Morrissey. And then, what does Morrissey do to Chelsea, Brandon?
Just shoves her out of the way.
Yeah, he shoves her out of the way. And that's supposed to be like, oh, Morrissey put his hands on Chelsea Green. Okay, this is the show where we already had 2 intergender matches where they're making it like it's no big deal. Women are completely equal. Like, they're just as strong and as tough as the men. They're having matches with Black Taurus. It's like, this is no big deal. Why didn't Chelsea Green just get up and kick W. Morrissey's ass? Why does she have to play the female victim? Like, don't hurt me or my boyfriend. Oh my God, no. Like, why are we doing that on this of all shows when we've already established that the women are equal? You know what I mean? We're really gonna play this game now, so that's where the inconsistency comes in. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Either women are, they're in danger when they're in there with guys that are, humongous and will snap them in half like a twig, or they're just as tough, and there should be no different than if Eddie Edwards was in there trying to help.
She wasn't in a wrestling gear, Vet. Come on,
I'm not
cut
sure.
her some slack, man. Well, once you gear up, you get that special like power, from being in your gear. Both of you know that. Come on.
Well, let's ask Jerome, though, the street fight expert, whether you think it's important if you actually be tougher in your gear or out of your gear.
Well, unless you're dressed like a Dean Ambrose, if you've got a wife beater and some jeans on, you're definitely ready for a street fight.
Jeans is Morrissey's gear, so that's one point. She was wearing some sort of animal print cat suit, which
totally not approved for wrestling.
Yeah, but I still feel like she should just bowed up and kicked Morrissey in the balls and probably given him a Canadian destroyer. I mean, why not? It's Chelsea Green we're talking about here, not it's not Lady Frost or anything. It's Chelsea Green.
Bone, though. We can't let Chelsea Green get involved. She might hurt herself.
Well, all kidding aside, you see what I'm saying, though, like about the presentation. Like, we can't treat her like a fragile princess if we're going to have intergender matches and act like it's no big deal. I said it in the past. If you have an intergender match in a wrestling company, it should be weeks and weeks and weeks of storylines. It should be weeks and weeks of not just contract signings for the match, but like there should be vignettes of like going through legal papers and stuff, like I will not hold accountable this, like it should be a lot of convincing that would have to be done to let a woman compete with a man. And then you finally get it, and then you can work the match how you want to work the match. But it should be a big deal if it happens. Here, it's just like, 2 on the same show. Fuck it. Oh, and Chelsea Green scared. Oh, don't hurt me. I'm a girl. So,
don't worry, Vet.
That's Impact for you.
We know we wouldn't hurt you. We wouldn't hurt you, Vet. You're the if without you, we would just be the BC, Vet. We would just be the BC.
Yeah, not big at all. Just regular BC.
Just regular BC. Thank you, Vet. Thank you. I appreciate that too, Vet. I'm just gonna let you know you're my family, Vet, and I want you to be Impact World Champion, and I want you to be the face of Hameen Media Okay, but can you just
Don't touch me, man.
sorry.
Yep.
Sorry.
So, well, that does it. That's our show. At least that's our Impact show.
That is the Impact show. Anything else on this on Impact? Anything?
I mean, decent show that it moved stories forward. You know, at least you know most you can ask for.
Badly, but forward.
Yeah,
It's your turn, Brandon.
yeah, I've decent show. I mean, I didn't feel pissed off watching it, which I do with most wrestling nowadays. Like, what am I watching this for? I turn on WWE, like, what the fuck is this?
Vet, I want you to rate my shirt. Okay.
Rate the shirt, starring the vet.
Rate my poo.
It is a Faces of Fear shirt here,
Oh,
Faces of Fear. What you mean, like Megan the Barbarian?
as it says.
nice.
Barbarian here.
I can't. It's hard to read because it's backwards.
Yeah, it
is that okay? Yeah. Is that an authentic WCW era Faces of Fear shirt, or
Of course. Only the finest WCW quality shirts here on Channel Attitude and the Hami Media Group YouTube channel. Vet, how you know better?
We got the goods.
What do you say? What do you give that shirt, Vet?
I'm gonna give that one a 7.
7. Okay.
And a lot of the points come from just the fact of how obscure it is. It's not necessarily it's just a shirt with a skull on it. It's not that ungeneric, but because it's specifically a Faces of Fear shirt, I'll give it a 7.
So
Yeah,
Vet,
I was
throw
going to
down
mention this.
Saturday.
I
Brandon
was going to
better have
mention
his
this
illegal
just
streaming
now.
links.
If you really want to see me get hot, because you know me, you know how much I love you guys, I will watch it. I will watch Throwback Throwdown. I don't know what I'm going to be able to say about it, though. What angle am I supposed to take, like, looking at this? How am I supposed to properly review what's clearly just a rib in a company that's already a rib itself? Like, the fact that Impact still exists as its own rib?
Then you do it kayfabe-ly. You just you do a kayfabe breakdown of the show.
Okay. Sounds like an idea.
Yeah. No, nothing.
I'll do it.
What about you,
Yeah,
Brandon?
Yeah, I'll do it.
I like it.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, Brandon, let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me at all the places at Miss Tia the Transarchist, where I'm just, getting my thing done. Just, you know how it be. Whoop whoop.
Go watch that man on Twitch. Play some Burning Crusade and some World of Warcraft. Hang out with him for a little bit. Me and Sonic were in there hanging out. I think probably Sonic visits you a lot and hangs out, watches you play. I had fun that one night. Go check him out.
That was a fun night.
That was a fun night. Yes, sir. Now, Vet, let everybody know where they can find you at, sir.
I think everybody knows and everybody does. But just a little heads up, I am going to be on the Rad Rob show this Friday discussing favorite Christmas movies. So, little heads up there, a little bonus action this week for the holidays. And I was also on the Smack Attack.
Brandon, what's your Twitch link? I don't mean to interrupt, Vet. Sorry, people are asking in the chat.
You actually did mean to interrupt. We definitely could have put this in at the end.
Sorry.
To use a classic Kevin Owens line, but you did it anyway. All right.
Why is my name on this list?
Yeah. So in any case, I was on the Smack Attack. So if you weren't able to join James and myself live, then go back and listen, because it's just the best when I can make the best thing about James and John and their show is that they seemed to be so happy-go-lucky before I came into their lives, and now they're just as miserable watching wrestling as me, because I constantly point out to them everything that's wrong with it and take their enjoyment away from them.
Are you that energy vampire from the FX version of What We Do in the Shadows?
No, I consider myself more of the Morpheus, giving people the red pill. Let's put it this way: SmackDown is doing nothing to, halt my cause or anything like that. They're bad enough on their own. I'm sure that even Jimmy and Enright would have came to this conclusion on their own without me. I'm just giving them, a little bit of clarification on certain points. We talked about Jeff Hardy. We talked about Drew McIntyre killing people with a sword or trying to, and we had a good long talk about.
With a pickaxe.
Yeah, we had a good long talk about lots of fun stuff. So if you missed it, it's worth just just throw it in on your commute to work, or your 4 commutes to work, or your however long it takes you to get where you're going. Just hang out. It's worth a listen, I think. That's it for me.
How many homeless people and people riding on the MTA can Ray yell at in the time it takes for like an episode of the Smack Attack?
Well, judging by just what he posts on social media, like quite a great number, I think. I think he could
about
definitely
300, 400. Is it like a person a minute, maybe 2 people a minute, something like that?
At least that. It's a 2-hour show, so
I think
how long do you want to spend yelling at any one person? That'll let you know.
Yeah.
And answer Canada's question, yes, I am. That is correct.
Yes, that is correct. Canada Spaceman, he is as you have asked your question. Anything else? Anything else? Anyone has to say here before we go? Nothing. All right. You can find me at Colin Y Song. You can actually, I do have one thing, guys. If you can, to help with the algorithm and to help with stuff that we got going on here with Hami Media Group, not only will you please hit that like button, but also hit that subscribe button, and also comment on the video. Leave a comment, just whatever. Even you guys chatting have helped with the algorithm of us getting moved up in things. But I'm learning now that if you actually even if you hate the show, if you comment into it, it helps us. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell so that you guys know when we will be going live. That also helps as well. But yeah, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all those good things, and that'll help out with all of the shows and get us. That's why these bots are coming in, because we're starting to get more traction and stuff like that. And the bots are actually helping by leaving comments. So it's very weird. This is like the first time we've done this, and these bots have started coming in here like this. So that we're doing pretty well here at night at 1:00 with you guys coming in and enjoying it. Thank you very much. I know back when Ray and Matt Schaffer used to record at night, there weren't a lot of views. A lot of times I was the only person up that night listening to the show. And now to see a lot more people staying up at night and listening to the shows and being a more 24-hour lifestyle, that's really cool, because we are really in a 24-hour kind of world nowadays with social media and how we're connected, and even people working first, second, and third shifts. I know the vet, you work a very odd schedule sometimes with your job, wrestling. I don't know why you would wrestle at like 3 a.m, but you do. So
it's always prime time somewhere, buddy.
Exactly right. I guess it depends on what time zone you're in. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, as Jimmy Buffett says.
4:20 somewhere.
It's 4:20. A broken clock is at least right twice a day. So the VBC all night partying. Yes, we are. The VBC is up all night. Yeah. So find me on Twitter at Colin Y Song, on Facebook at Colin Y Song, on Instagram at Colin Y Song. Also, make sure this Tuesday, there is no A show. We're actually going to take a break. But you can catch us the following week, which you know what happens the following week, Vet?
I'm afraid that I do know.
It's the Festivus for the rest of us, Vet. We're having our Festivus episode, and I am excited. We're going to have some people on. Billy Ray Valentine's coming on. A couple of other guests. We're going to air our grievances. We are going to have a feat of strength, and then we're going to have a Festivus miracle, and that Festivus miracle will probably be the vet showing up. That would be a Festivus miracle by far if the vet showed up to the show. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I enjoy.
So no A show clip show this week. No
No,
part
no A
two
show
of
clip
the A
show.
show clips. You used all the
I-
good clips already.
No, did you not? Did you watch?
Of course.
Okay, I like hosted it live.
Yeah.
Duh.
Well, now you can do a taped one.
Well, I mean, I can do it live. They wouldn't know.
Give the people what they want.
Probably should. It's crazy that we got cheered 2,000 bits, which is like the most bits we've ever been cheered. And they were nowhere on the show. It was me. It was me all along. That
They were just waiting for them to leave and get out of the way.
just it's the Colin show. Get out of here.
Yeah.
It's not. We would be absolutely nothing without Aaron and April for sure. Festivus episode we're doing that Tuesday. We were gonna do it the 23rd, but we're gonna do it Tuesday. April feels like a lot more people will be available for the show, so we're gonna do it Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/the A Show next week for the Festivus episode. Yeah, you want me to do like a throwback? I can do like one day we're not going to show up for the Impact Attack, and you guys are going to show up, and it's just going to be clips of the vet rolling his eyes in disgust at all the things that me and Big Ray have ever said to him. It's just
Yeah.
2-hour long show.
That's a 2-hour long show at least. That's a minimum. You're gonna have a hard day at work to cut it down to only 2 hours.
Yes.
I do like what Buckshot Kid says. You just need all Big Ray's accounts to drop a like and leave comments. The algorithms will go through the roof.
That is true. We need French Spider-Man, we need Olive Ray's alt accounts showing up to help out with that. All right, well, I guess if you guys don't have anything else, I don't have anything else. So I guess we can get out of here, right?
Yeah, let's get out.
Get your shit together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit. So it's together. Get your shit together.